damn ball, RJ.
Hello, this is John Dorsey. How you doing, buddy boy? Playing in the National Football League is a blessing. It's a privilege. Not many people get to do it. You know what I mean, buddy boy? That's cool stuff, huh? Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. It takes dedication. You know what else takes dedication? Being a Cleveland Brown. See, being a Cleveland Brown is way more than just playing football. It's about being an elf. It's about coming to work every day with your hard hat and your Air Dorseys and your sweater. And you strap on those shoes and you go to work. I do it every day. Don't be scared.
That's Baker Mayfield as John Dorsey last year. It is awesome because it worked. He nailed him. But it also works because John Dorsey works. And that's kind of my point here. Now, you might have heard earlier that Baker Mayfield body bagged Colin Cowherd on the Twitters because Colin Cowherd did what he does, right? And he referenced an article in The Athletic. I subscribe to The Athletic as well, and I read the article, and I think everybody missed the point. Okay? The point here was not that the Browns are going to be spectacular this year, although they're going to be a lot of fun, and I think they're going to be really good. The point was not that John Dorsey and Baker Mayfield are two peas in a pod. It's not the point. The point was John Dorsey works so hard. Look, John Dorsey got fired in June of 2017. And he spent the fall doing something he said he hadn't done in 34 years of football. Because he is a scout at heart, which means that he's on the road all the time, watching prospects, trying to evaluate talent, trying to do what's best for his club, which is one of the reasons I think he's been so good the last few years at picking out what works for what system. But he lived in the Kansas City area because he was the GM for the Kansas City Chiefs. So during that time, when he did not have a job, the man had a routine. His routine was to go to mass at 8 a.m., go to the gym, then spend the entire afternoon watching film. On Mondays, he'd watch the previous weekend's NFL games. On Wednesdays through Fridays, he's watching college prospects, just watching film over and over again. By the time he ends up with the Browns that December, he'd watched Baker Mayfield play football live 6 times. 6 times. And one of those times was the time that he decided if he had an opportunity to draft number 1 overall pick, it was going to be Baker Mayfield. It was not Ohio State. It was not Iowa State. It was not Kansas State. It was the Kansas game that everybody seems to think, that's when we saw evil Baker. Crotch-grab game.
The game that Colin Cowherd will not let go.
Right. Well, I mean, and even the guys calling the game were hard on him. I believe it was Dave Pash and Greg McElroy.
Yeah, I think they overdid it with all that.
But John Dorsey saw a player. And John Dorsey's on record as saying, I knew that day at Kansas. Now, one of the things that we know about John Dorsey is that he has a flair for storytelling. And he skipped watching Baker Mayfield at the Senior Bowl because he knew that somebody was going to watch him. And he played the game all the way through the draft of, I don't know, kind of like Sam Darnold, kind of like Josh Allen. They went to go see all of those quarterbacks. They went to go see Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen in L.A. They had private workouts set up with Josh Allen in Wyoming, and they went to go see Baker Mayfield. And the food trucks quip makes the rounds because it's funny. John Dorsey sees Baker Mayfield at the NFL scouting combine and says, so I hear you like food trucks. And it's funny. But it does not show the work ethic that John Dorsey has in building out his roster. We see the results of it because we see the moves and we go, yo. Like, he also had the quip of saying, Odell Beckham, first round draft pick. I think he's the 17th overall draft pick. That was his quip because that's what they gave up to get him. It's like, yeah, cool. We'll take that. And then you got Dave Gettleman talking about Jabril Peppers is like a first round pick. Nah, bruh.
Mm.
Nah, bruh. And then you got Olivier Vernon and Myles Garrett on each side of your defenseman. You got options. What I'm saying, we can go through the depth chart and you can go look that up on the internet. That's not what we're doing here. But my point here is that if you wanted somebody to work and you wanted somebody who's going to believe in their own evaluations, go get John Dorsey. And in that way, John Dorsey's a lot like John Gruden. If they like a dude, they like a dude. They don't really care that you don't like a dude. Most of us look at that Cleveland Farrell pick for Oakland at number 4 overall and we go, that's not the best player available, dog. That, no, sir. No, sir.
Gruden don't care.
No. You know, and neither does John Dorsey. And I think that's kind of the point. And I think that they're still using like Brett Veach at Kansas City, probably still using John Dorsey's playbook because they used their second round pick. I think they traded this to get this pick. Mecole Hardman out of Georgia.
Yeah.
Who's sub 4.35 in the 40. You know, didn't see a whole lot of what he could do because they run the ball a lot at Georgia and wide receivers, maybe one dude gets the ball. But it's also interesting in that it feels like they drafted a dude that they can replace Tyreek Hill with.
It's his replacement.
But Veach says the comp is Devin Hester for Mecole Hardman. And I thought that was interesting. That's an interesting comp.
It is.
Yeah. And, you know, Mecole Hardman's like, I'm trying to be the best Hardman. I'm not trying to be Tyreek Hill. Well, bruh, I don't care what you want to be. What we're going to compare you to is the dude who calls himself Cheetah. Now, we can get into his legal issues and the letter and whatnot, but the point of the point is, one of those dudes cost you significantly less money than the other dude. Okay? You got Mecole Hardman on a rookie contract. And you need help for Travis Kelce, for Patrick Mahomes. You got Damian Williams in the backfield. I got that. If you trust Sammy Watkins like that, I mean, you might. I don't. I mean, I liked him before. Liked him at Clemson.
I hope this doesn't happen, but knock on wood, he might be hurt midway through the season, man. That's just his MO.
Not might.
He probably will be.
Yeah. I mean, if I could take bets on that, I would take bets on that. That's how I feel about that. I'm not here for the Sammy Watkins train. Okay, I'm just not. But also, your boy Darwin Thompson.
Yeah.
Andy Reid had good things to say about him. Talk about he reminds me of Chakandrick West.
Uh-oh.
Then threw shade at Chakandrick West, talking about he got a huge head.
Oh.
And I was like, yo. But nah, he's like, look, I like what I saw on film. He's very fast. He's patient, get to the hole. Said lots of nice things about Darwin Thompson at Utah State. Justice Hill also signed his contract. Ben Power signed his contract. A lot of the dudes are signing their contracts now, and that's really a good look. Yep. If Darwin can earn a spot, we're all going to be happy for him. But something else we were talking about off air that I kind of want to just make reference to. College football assistants, coaches who would be great door-to-door salesmen, Cale Gundy got to be at the top of the list. Like Cale Gundy would be at your house, banging on the door, talking about, are you ready for Jehovah's return? Because if you not, I have a pamphlet here.
Slam the door on him like Friday.
And he'll be, but he'll come back though.
Back.
He'll be back though.
Here's the sales team leader. There's a sales manager.
Okay.
Lester Miles.
Man, we're going to look. Lester's out there
Miles.
boogieing with Rick Ross.
Rick Ross at Kansas.
Oh my goodness.
At Kansas.
It's great. It was so awkwardly awesome.
He's a sales team's manager. He walks in. He's got Kale's at the table.
Good grief. He clapping his hands together, that open palm, just making you feel all kinds of ways. But you be listening.
You be listening.
You be listening. You be listening hard.
I tell you who else is at the table? Dabo.
Man, I got to say, Dabo running the firm.
He's running the firm. He's the owner.
If he's not running the firm, he's running TBN. Because if that man ever wants to just pick up the Bible and start preaching, I'm going to be there in the front row. I'm going to be there in the pew. I just want to see what Dabo got to say today.
Where's Nick Saban falling all that?
I don't think Nick Saban.
I seen clips of him doing like the electric slide in people's like
He don't
people's living rooms.
He don't. I don't think Ed Orgeron got to be in there as like, yes, Ed Orgeron is like the used car salesman who leading all the used car salesmen.
Oh yeah,
he's
like on the used lot.
Yeah, that's where he is. He on the used lot talking about, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, the odometer says 500,000 miles. Let me tell you something. Runs like it's 50K. Okay. That's what it is here. Ed Orgeron be pulling in Barry Switzers. You know the Barry Switzer? walk into your house, take off your shoes, start making supper,
Oh yeah.
talking through your mama about how to cook.
Yep. What you
Man,
put in this?
It takes some brass for an old white dude to walk up into like my mama's house.
Oh, black woman's house. and
Take off your shoes,
shoes.
and then walk in her kitchen, start making food. You better know exactly what's going on.
You better know.
You know, I mean, my mama walking in my house gonna tell me what's going on. I can't imagine Aunt or Jerron Barry Switzer walking in my house coming out with a win, but they do.
But they do, man.
And you know what? I would have the camera on all the time. I'd be walking around my iPhone, just on him, because the first time he does not season the food correctly, that's what I want to see. I would love to see Cale Gundy try to just like let's say it's me. Let's just say I'm 6'5", 250, and I run a 4.4.
Okay.
Cale Gundy walk up into my house and try to recruit me and my mom's. I would love to. I want to see that play out.
You want to?
And then let Mike Gundy walk in behind him. How do you think the tenor of that exchange would go?
You think he could season some fried chicken?
Mike Gundy?
Yeah. No, not Mike. Are you talking about Mike or Kel?
Mike
can't do it. I'm telling you
He
right now.
said Mike
Mike
can't
is
do it.
not that guy.
The dude who played Mike, he said he can't do it.
Mike is no.
He said he can't do it.
If Mike touched that chicken, that recruit's gone.
I bet you Cale would watch Soul Food before walking in there.
Oh,
I bet you he would. I bet you watch Soul Food. I bet you watch next Friday after next.
Yeah. And he would reference it just like Big Mama does it.
Yeah. I bet he would walk in there prepared. I feel like that's that dude. Because the number of guys, like Cale Gundy walked into Adrian Peterson's bedroom and said, "We're gonna win with you or without you."
Oh my
Yo!
God. What? That's a true story.
And that's what Adrian Peterson wanted to hear.
What?
I think that's one of the things about the elite guys that gets mistaken. They don't want to be responsible for the most part. They don't want to be responsible for the fortunes of the team. They want to know that they have help.
Oh yeah.
So like take Dax Hill. Is he gonna have help at Oklahoma? Not right away. No. The only dude I saw that actually wanted that was Baker Mayfield.
He wanted all that smoke.
Baker Mayfield wanted it all. He said, "We are who we are. And we're gonna do what we're gonna do, which is win."
I can't believe I'm about to say this as an OSU guy, man. That dude is growing on me.
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
He's growing on everybody. Winning does that. It's a results-oriented business.
He's growing on me.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's gonna be the same dude, but if they went, 1-15 like previous years, everybody be out on him. But because they got W's and they're looking like the kind of team that's going to compete for a playoff spot, everybody's enjoying it. Stan Van Gundy actually said this. Said, it doesn't matter if I made the call that was the right call. If it didn't work, it's the wrong call. Because you cannot walk out in front of the public and say, "No, I made the right call. He just made a good shot." No, it's the wrong call because you lost.
It's a result.
And I love that about, and now Van Gundy's not coaching anymore, but that's what I think about when we talk about coaching and we talk about getting recruits versus not getting recruits. And we talk about things like, was that the right play call? No, if it didn't work. Yes, if it did work. That's where we at. Paul George. Doesn't matter if you think it was a bad shot. It went in. It means it's a good shot.